Yeah. Yeah, we'll start with this excellent bhajan written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Prabhupada used to sing it before Srimad Bhagavatam class. So as a custom, we'll start with this one. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashoda Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashoda Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jamuna Tera Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Prabhu, can you put up the Mangalacharan prayers? We'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. We can chant together. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yeno Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayang Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. Mandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupang Sagrajatang Sahagana Raghunathanitvam Tam Sajivam Swadvaitang Savadhutam Parijana Sahitang Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhayeva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Aradhya Bhagavan Vraje Satanayam Tadhyam Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Brajavad Vargana Chakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pramartha Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamedam Tadradaro Na Paraha Mukhaṁ Karati Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Guru Dino Taranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Meshwaram Namang Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutala Srimati Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kiva Pudayane Gaurakata Dhamadaya Nagarkamatarine. So today we will actually start with the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We'll only read the translation and we'll go by some discussion, and this is the first part of today's class, and the next part we'll discuss something different. It's a surprise. Okay. We can recite together actually. Yeah, only translation, Babu. Just overview. Text is not needed, only translation. So, chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is known as Dhyana Yoga or Abhyasa Yoga. So, you can recite together. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Text 2. What is called renunciation you should know to be the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme, O son of Pandu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. For one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. For one who has conquered the mind, the supersoul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called the yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. Thus, practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or doesn't sleep enough. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. As a lamp in a windless place doesn't waver, so the transcendentalist, whose mind is controlled, remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendent himself. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. Gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence sustained by full conviction, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mood of passion, realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions to past tastes. Thus, the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the Supersoul, knowing that I and the Supersoul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty arm, son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus doesn't attain perfection in mysticism? O mighty arm Krishna, doesn't such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both the spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities doesn't meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Or, if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly such a birth is rare in this world. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Jai. Now a question to all of you. What actually, stuck in your mind while reading this verse? I know many of you actually read Bhagavad Gita on a regular basis, and this chapter is current monthly reading. So I think you are already engaged in reading it. So you can also share something, which is stuck in your mind while reading this chapter, or any verse which you particularly like, or any, anything. There is another mic here.
So I think in the beginning Krishna was talking about, to renounce the work and the fruitive results. Then he said that, it's better to be engaged in your duty rather than, doing something else. And then he comes to the point that one who wants to do yoga, he has to follow certain practices and control the senses and go to a secluded place. And then he turns to the point of devotional service where he's saying that, you fix your mind on me, think of me and render service. That is, is best in Krishna's opinion. So he's trying to, tell what one can do as a part of Karma Yoga, but in the end he's concluding that devotional service is best of everything, no matter wherever you go.
Excellent, yeah. Very nice summary. Anyone else wants to share anything? Yeah, please take a mic. There are ample amounts of mic. Hare Krishna. Thanks for coming to the class. You just press that button, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, so sometimes, comes thought in my mind that because you start the process of spiritual connection with the sadhu sang, the devotees, and then in the path of your living a life, you sometimes fall down, and then again sometimes something happens in your life, again you get connected. So is that what you're mentioning from these verses, that they say if you strive for material success, at the end of the life, those all will remain here. But whatever bhakti, whatever chanting, whatever good karma you did, or maybe whatever you remember Lord Krishna, that will not go away. It will come back again, and you improve upon that one. That's what you're saying.
Excellent, good point. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He actually said it the same thing in the second chapter also. Neha vikrama nashasti prattavyana dibiddhate salpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahata bhayat. Like even small activities towards Krishna can actually help you to get rid of, from the most dangerous situations. Neha vikrama nashasti, it will never be destroyed. Prattavyana vidyate. Salpam apyasya dharmasya. Sualpam means like very small, minute amount of, religious activity means towards Krishna, not like karma kanda. That can actually deliver you from the highest danger. So, there is no loss or diminution in path of devotional service, but there is something you should be careful of, that is aparadha. We'll discuss about that in the next part of our class, offenses. If we are actually very careful about offenses, whatever progress we have made in this lifetime, it will definitely be, carried away in the next and next. It will never be, destroyed. It will be there in the eternal account. The Karma Kanda section teaches us how to actually do some kind of activities which can give you pleasure in future and present as well. Because through Karma Kanda, you get nice rains, and then you get crops, you get a lot of opulences. In this lifetime you enjoy it, and next lifetime you go to the heavenly planets and upper planets. But you have to come back, because this is something, ephemeral. It gets destroyed over the course of the time. Similarly, even sinful activities, whatever sins you have done, after a certain period of suffering, again you have to actually come back. And you have to come to Martaloka. Martaloka means that this place, from here you can go up also and down also, because it's actually situated just in the middle. There are 7 lokas apa and 7 lokas down. Actually, yeah, this is actually 7th lokas. There are 7 loka apa and 6 loka down, right? Yeah. So you have to actually, this particular place is very conducive for devotional service also. And also for doing, all kinds of, whatever activities you want to do, you can actually do in Martalaka. In Sarga, you cannot do like, so easily devotional service. There is not much preaching there. Other than Narad Muni, we don't see lot many preachers over in Sarga. And it's very difficult to, do tapasya when you have so much opulences around. It's very difficult to concentrate. And the higher planets are also like that. Sorry, yeah.
So I think I have another question. Is says, how do you control your desires? Because there is a verse.
Excellent.
Lord Krishna says that I am the desire. Whatever you are happening, that is, because of the desires, it is. But again, it says, leave everything and surrender to me, and I will deliver to you.
Yeah.
So is that means like this? Sometimes you are living in a grihastha ashram and you have obligation, responsibility, family, kids. When you see that there's what's that, like becoming a yogi is the biggest karma, I mean, the biggest highest karma you can do. So do you think one should can leave what he is doing and go strive for the yogi, or there is other alternative that you can do? That kind of connection to the Lord with the service, your family, or whatever you're doing, or just say even whatever karma you're doing, you can do through that one.
Very good point. Actually, it's a question for all of us. If you see the first few verses, Lord Krishna is telling that person is not yogi who actually not doing any activity, not like like igniting fire and anything. The person based on his particular position is doing activity. That person is yogi. Now, Krishna is actually categorizing 2 type of person. One is in the stage where they have desire to enjoy the material world, and that stage is called yoga rurukshu. Krishna specifically mentioned in the Sanskrit term, it's called yoga rurukshu. That means he has not achieved the perfection through his yoga process. And then another person is yoga rudhu, means he already achieved perfection. So he told 2 different things for these 2 persons. One, if you are yoga rurukshu, you have not achieved perfection, means like you have not achieved control over your senses, your desires, then do whatever you are doing, but do as a purpose of doing service to me. And don't be attached. Like anasaktasya vishayan yatharma viponjate nirvande Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagam uchyate. Like whatever you are doing, don't be attached. Whatever, even you are enjoying something, just enjoy without attachment to it. And think like, I have to enjoy it or I have to do service to Krishna. That's why I am actually doing. Like we are in Grahastha ashram, we have to raise children, we have to maintain our family, we have to take care of our elders. This is our duty, and we have to, for that, we have to work, and we have to go to office, we have to mingle with people who are may not be devotee or devotee minded. So that is fine. But if somebody actually transcends, like Shukadev Goswami, there is a story, it came in my mind. Sukadev Goswami was a renunciant from the very beginning of his life. As soon as he was born, he was like Digambar, and he, without any cloth, he just started running, and he was not attached to this material world. Now, Sukadev Goswami was sent to Janaka Maharaj to understand the spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge. So when he reached to the kingdom of Janaka Maharaj told, you wait here for 3 days. I will come to you, like few days. I will come to you after some time, and then I will, give you some knowledge. Then Sukadev Goswami was given a lot of opulences. Many, charming ladies started serving him. They were actually, giving some nice glance, which can actually capture the heart of Indra also. But he was in a different level, so he was not at all disturbed by that. So after 3 days, Janak Maharaj came and asked him, Sukadev, so how was your days so far? How have you been doing so far? Then Shukadev Goswami replied, I saw a lot of, wooden bodies, earthly bodies. I don't see any, life in this place. Then Janak Maharaj understood that this person is in Yoga Rudra stage, because he could understand this is body, this is ephemeral, it's same as wood or earth, there is no difference. But the soul is supreme personality, is Godhead. So he was not at all attracted by that stage. So we are not in that stage, definitely not. So we should actually act according to our sadharma. And this is also spoken in 11th canto by Krishna, that one should not transgress the law of his ashram or his situation. He should not pretend artificially that I am renounced, I want to do nirjan bhajan, I want to live in a secluded place and leave everything aside. At a certain point of time, he has to come back. In the first chapter, maybe I am lingering too much. In the first chapter, Lord Krishna also told the same thing to Arjuna. That Arjuna, you want to live this warfare and you want to go to forest and live alone. You cannot do that, because in the forest also your nature of a Kshatriya will be acting to act in the way the Kshatriya acts. And Kshatriya's dharma is to fight for the right cause, religion. So we should not do that. We should actually follow the instructions of the spiritual master, and each and everyone's case is unique. So your case, what is your situation and what best you should do to serve the Lord, that can be answered by your spiritual master or the person who is giving you advice.
Just say, so let me clarify this one for myself. So just say, I have a lot of interest to make a lot of money, but in the same time, I want to serve the Lord. I want to build a relationship with Him. But most of the thinking, how can I make more money? And that comes. So then I get confused. Am I doing, then I go to other temples, people are worshipping the Lord or get whatever the goals, right? And then sometimes ask me why you are in Krishna consciousness. I say, this is, I don't want to born again. I want to connect it to the gods, because our business is a little bit different than what you guys are thinking about, whatever achieve. So in this whole process, like you say, the yoga, you mean the yoga means whatever the right now, they're doing in India, or a lot of this yoga business, is it the same thing, or this is a different yoga?
Whatever there is happening outside, of a temple or of any authorized organization, those are like business center. I can say in a short phrase. They are not like anything which can connect to the Supreme. Yoga means connection to the Supreme, right?
So that's only physical. That's no connection. There's no any benefit of the Lord.
So yoga has different ladders. So it starts with yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, and samadhi. Or dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Maybe dhyana, dharana, samadhi. Yes, that is the ladder. So Yam and yam means like do's and don'ts. And then asana, that comes, the bodily posture. You need to actually regulate your life first, which Krishna says in this chapter, that, regulate eating, regulate sleeping, all kinds of activities in a regulated manner. That's yam niyam. And then asana means like some kind of bodily posture which helps you to, concentrate or, flow energy through different parts of your body. Because there are the different chakras and everything are there. And then pranayama is breathing control, because there are 5 types of life here: prana, apana, samana, udana, and dhyana. So you can actually control those life here through breathing exercises. And then comes, pratyahar, means like you take your, like a tortoise, you external sense enjoyment, you completely reject it. And then dhyana, dharana, samadhi, pratyahar, pranayama, yeah. So this is a gradual process. The people who are doing asana, this is, you can say, like just like a gymnastics, you can say.
You're going to the gym.
Yeah, just like that. It's nothing to connect with Krishna. It's just bodily level comfort.
So that benefit is you can maybe
You can
prolong your physical body a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like you gain the spiritual connection.
Nothing. Yeah. So that is not yoga. It's like in name only it's yoga, but actually it's bhoga. Yeah.
You mean to say like this is like we don't want to name, but it's just like art of living, all these Sadhguru, those yoga, all these Baba Ramdev, all this stuff is.
I don't want to comment on any specific organization, their philosophy. I don't explore their philosophy, but the point is, if somebody is not teaching the higher consciousness, which is to serve the Supreme Personality of Lord Godhead, that is kind of deviated from the original path of or original goal of the yoga. That I can summarize. So if somebody is not connecting you to Krishna, like in why we say like, okay, Dhyan Yoga is a part of devotional service also, because in Satya Yoga people used to achieve perfection through years. Krite Dhyate Vrishnu, Treta Yajayato Makho, Dapore Paricharjako, Kalit Tannamo Kirtana. Means like in Satya Yoga people used to do meditation. In Drapari Yoga people used to do fire sacrifice for perfection. And Treta Yoga, fire sacrifice, Dapari Yoga, deity worship. And Kali Yoga is, chanting of the holy name. That's why we follow this process. And it is the highest of the yogas, which gives you, the ultimate devotional love. Anyways, thank you for asking the question. Maybe we can go to the next stage of the discussion. So let me actually, summarize what is Krishna is telling in this chapter. 1 to 4th verse, Krishna actually giving how to do practice of yoga through niskam karma. Means like not attached to your activities. External activities. So he is describing 2 stages. One is like the person completely renounced. In the next verse, 5 to 9, he is describing two stages. One who is completely renounced, which is yoga rura, and one is who is not renounced. He has like some desires, or he is in the material platform, not completely liberated. He's yoga ruruksho. And then in 10 to 15, he is actually telling how you can achieve perfection through the stage of yoga rura. Means like you have nothing to do with this material world. You're completely absorbed. Like some people go to Himalaya or Haridwar, and they just like Naga Sannyasi or something. They just leave their external activities or worldly life and live in a very secluded place. So how they do it? Krishna is explaining that you just concentrate your mind, you sit in a very upright position on top of a deer skin, and concentrate to your nose, breathing exercises, those things he is explaining from verse number 10 to 15. 16 to actually no, Krishna is 10 to 15, he is explaining that what to do to do the practice of yoga rura stage of sadhana. And then 16 to 27 is the external activities, how to do it. Then Krishna is telling how you can actually perceive the super soul, Krishna as a super soul in your heart while doing the practice of yoga. These breathing practices or samadhi. He's actually explaining the stages of samadhi. And then Arjuna is asking that I don't actually believe in this Ashtanga yoga process because it's very difficult. Even the controlling of mind is very difficult. But Krishna is then answering that no, if you actually do practice renunciation and what is it? Detachment, yeah. Then you can actually achieve this perfection. Yeah. Then Arjuna was a little bit confused. He's telling, it's very difficult to achieve. But if somebody starts and cannot achieve perfection in this yoga process, what will happen to him? What will be the result of his activities so far he has done? Then Krishna is explaining, no, he will be born in a very higher class, Brahman family, or in a very rich family, where he can actually continue his devotional service. Yeah, it's very conducive. If you don't have to work, like you are telling Prabhu that you have a propensity to, earn more and as well as do devotional service. But if you are born in a billionaire family, you don't have to think about it. It's just automatic, right? It's just like a machine. Everything is getting printed automatically. So if somebody is even failed in this lifetime, he will get a better chance in the next. And then Krishna is giving the identity of the highest level of yogi. It's like the person who is completely yoginam api sarvesam mad gatantara atmana soddavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamamataha. So the person who is completely, one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Yeah. And he is also telling, actually, the yogis, he sees everyone as a part and parcel of Krishna. Yeah. Yo me sarvatra sarvang cha mai pashyati tasyaham na manya pranashyati swame na pranashyami. Something like that. Means like the person who sees everything in me and I am in everything, that person is never perished to me, and I am never perished to him also. It's like he can see, Krishna's presence in everything. So that's a very high level stage. Yeah, we cannot actually go in that stage. Anything you want to ask? What you have discussed so far about this chapter? Because we want to jump to a different topic after this.
One question can I ask. So is yogi means here is Arjuna is yogi or Sukdev Maharaj is yogi?
No, here actually Krishna is giving the definition of a yogi who is practicing dhyana yoga or abhyasa yoga. So Krishna actually in different phase in Bhagavad Gita, there are definition of different type of personality. Everyone is yogi if they are following, the path of devotional service. Like karma yogi, jnana yogi, dhyana yogi. Krishna in 4th chapter he is describing karma yoga. Then 3rd chapter he is describing, jnana yoga. 3rd chapter he is describing karma yoga. In 5th chapter he is describing karma yoga in, Krishna consciousness, higher level. Then this is dhyana yoga. Then vijnana yoga. So Krishna, 7th chapter is vijnana yoga. So Krishna is giving, the understanding of different paths. Now it is us, or we have to actually decide what is best for us through the understanding of ourselves, especially based on the age and the teachings of previous acharyas, what they have recommended. Because now if we actually try to imitate whatever instruction is given in the 6th chapter, it's impractical. It may seem very impractical to go to a secluded place and breathing exercise. But our mind is completely absorbed in material sense gratification. Yeah, it's not possible. But how we can actually do? We can do simple chanting. Yeah. Our goal is to actually, there is a verse written, I don't know, maybe in Chaitanya Chaitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavad. It says like, Shayone Shapone Nisha Jagarone Ahur Nishno Chintu Krishna Balaho Badane. Whenever you are actually awake or sleep, or at night or day, whatever the condition is, just always remember Krishna and chant his name with your mouth. That should be our yoga process in this age. If we artificially try to speculate through jnana yoga or do karma kanda section, because we are not pure, our elements which are to be offered in the fire sacrifice, they are not pure, what result we will achieve actually? In 6th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a pastimes of that what is that? Vishwakarma. Vishwarupa. That he actually chanted a wrong mantra. Through it, somebody actually, no, his father Trashta, yeah. He chanted a wrong mantra and it created the demon Vitra who will be killed by Indra instead of killing Indra. So it's so subtle, the chanting of the mantra while fire sacrifice is so subtle. How can a people in Kali Yuga can do that? People used to remember verse by, hearing from their spiritual master, Guru, one time, Shruti. Now even reading 100 times you cannot remember, and let alone, pronouncing it correctly. Yeah. Anyway, so it's very difficult. It's impossible. So we have to actually follow the instruction of the acharyas. Especially, Lord Krishna, he descended in this age as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and has given this process, which is very easy. Sorry, not easy. It's a wrong word. It should be simple. Simple because chanting of Krishna is simple, but it's never easy actually. To remember Krishna all the time is never easy. That requires a lot of mercy from Krishna and his devotees. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, that should be we should follow. We should not actually think, okay, let's try this, let's try that, let's try that. One time His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj was telling in the class that even if you are unsuccessful by following Srila Rupa Goswami, it's okay. Because Srila Rupa Goswami was the most scholarly person of his time. Srila Rupa Goswami is still today, Srila Prabhupada told this, till today, there is no philosopher greater than Srila Jiva Goswami. So what they have written, and he was giving an example that Srila Rupa Goswami wrote a verse. If you read, horizontally, that will mean something. If you read vertically, that will mean something else. He was such a Pandit. He was such a scholar. If you, like people, blindly they have faith in Einstein. Why? Because he was such a scholar in his field that if Einstein says something, that is the, Veda Vakya in physics, especially in modern physics. Similarly, these guys, they were like so intelligent. Whatever they did in their life, even they were, courtier, people, minister of Bengal king, they were excellent in that service also. So if you have to follow someone blindly, then you should follow someone who has, higher character and higher philosophy. And these people have very simple life and higher character and higher philosophy. You are unsuccessful, it's okay. I have to give it a try. In one life, you have to do something. You, by absent-mindedly or consciously, we are following someone for sure. In your life, it's not like, we are not only mood of ignorant people. Those who want to, don't want to do anything or just lie back, they don't follow anyone. But everyone, especially in mood of passion and goodness, they are following someone. Passionate people, they read all the motivational books, motivational speeches they hear. And they follow them, sometimes blindly, sometimes with, conscience. But mood of goodness people, they follow the higher authority, those who are beyond the sense gratification platform. Yeah.
So can I ask you a clarifying question? So you were saying that there are multiple way of doing yoga. One is karma, one is dhyana, another is bhakti. So overall, is bhakti yoga is maybe very doable in Kali Yuga because you just have to chant. And whereas with the chanting, you can, all these obstacles will be removed from the Lord Himself because He made it so easy. So just say if you want to just go to the Rishikesh and you want to do yoga, which is very tougher, rather than go that route, or you want to go, like just say you want to do like yajna and those kind of things, that is even tougher.
Yep.
So you're saying that right now the best way to connect with the Lord is chant because that's the easiest way, and slowly you become like more affiliation because Lord helps you.
Correct.
So that's the purpose of this ISKCON movement is encourage the bhakti yoga. That's what he's saying.
Excellent. Yeah, that's point. But it's not that in Kali Yuga only the name is potent. Lord's name is potent in every yuga, irrespective of Satya, Treta, Dapar, Kali, every yuga. But in different yugas, people used to actually practice different method of perfection predominantly. It's not, they were not doing chanting at all, they were only meditating. Well, they were also chanting, but the predominant way of getting perfection. In Kali Yuga also, maybe somebody is very powerful and can do meditation and get perfection. It's not like impossible, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's not recommended for general populace. It's maybe one in a million practitioner he can get perfection. But through chanting of the holy name, it's so powerful that even especially the name which is given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Harinam Mahamantra, Tarak Brahmanam, this is in Chaitanya Chaitamrita it says like Krishna mantra hoite hobe sangsaro taron, Krishna nama paite hoite pabe Krishnero charan. That the mantra we chant, the Gayatri mantra of Krishna, that will deliver you from the clutches of this material world. But the name of Krishna, that is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that can give you Krishna's charan, means Krishna prema. It's so potent, so powerful. So it contains everything. Karma kanda, jnana kanda, dhyana kanda, everything is inside the holy name. But also, if you approach the mood of, having, the motive of a karmakandi, the Nam can give that also. The people who chant, like we chant mostly in Namaparad, we get all the material opulences through name. But the people who chant in Namabhash, they get liberation, which is the goal of a Jnani yogi. But the people who chant, these are coming in Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book. And the people who chant in Shuddhanam, pure name, they get actually Krishna's love of Godhead. So there are different stages. In the name also itself, the result can be different based on your situation. But if somebody is like, too much contaminated, too much desire to enjoy this world. I'm not telling that, to earn money is bad. Earn money is a propensity. So people has different natures. Some people want to do fighting. They enjoy it by nature. They are very argumentative or they want to go in the battlefield. Some people are very shrewd to earn money. Some people are, by nature, they are okay, happy in every situation, mood of goodness. Some people are always idle. You cannot actually push them to do something or get something done by them. So these are, different moods of goodness and, combinations. So you should act based on that. But your goal is to satisfy Krishna. If you earn money, but you are just, building your own palace and, spending too much for your luxury, that's not necessarily connected to Krishna's service, right? But if you build a big temple or, you are thinking, how can I increase the service in the temple or increase the service of Krishna at my home? How can I engage my family members more and more in Krishna service? How can I serve Dhamma and Vaishnavas? Then is the right purpose to use your Lakshmi. So it's your desire. Srila Prabhupada was, supposed to be a billionaire of his time. His horoscope says that either he will be a billionaire or he will be a big preacher. But he somehow or other, Krishna's arrangement was that he told in one of his lectures that Krishna was so merciful that he made sure that I don't become a successful businessman. So I came to Krishna consciousness full time. Anyways, yeah. So any other things? I think we already delved. Thank you for asking nice questions, practical. Yeah.
So, I was reading some other story. They say like the Uddhava was Lord Krishna's best friend. He was very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always arguing with the knowledge, everything. And the gopi was where there was no knowledge, but they just have ultimate love.
Okay.
So is that gopi's love is very higher because it's like bhakti love, or the Uddhava love is because of intellectual?
Mm-hmm.
He said because of the way you love the Krishna, you get different loka. Is that what's your understanding? I'm a little bit confused on that one.
Very good point. So in 4th verse of Shiksha Ashtakam, Lord Chaitanya is telling, Na dhanang, na janang, na sundari kovitang bhajagatis kamaye, mama janma janmaniswari bhavatada bhaktir ahuitu kitoi. Only the implicit devotional service, not anything inside it. So there are different levels of bhakti. One is karma mishra bhakti, one is jnana mishra bhakti, and one is ahituki bhakti. Only bhakti for the sake of bhakti, means for the satisfaction of Krishna. I don't get any other thing if Krishna is not satisfied by that. Anyways, the love of gopi is very high topic. If you want to explore more, please read Chaitanya Charitamrita. But it's very high topic. So their love is very especially characterized there, and we are not eligible to discuss that. But we can say one thing, that their bhakti is the highest, so elevated that Krishna wanted to experience it. And that's why he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He doesn't understand that, how much a person can love another person. He doesn't understand how much pleasure they are actually getting out of loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Uddhava's love, because Uddhava was a very high level scholar. He is a prominent disciple of Brihaspati, Devaguru Brihaspati. So he has too much knowledge. And he wanted to actually give that knowledge to gopis also in the past times of Vrindavan, when he visited gopis on the order of Lord Krishna from Mathura. He wanted to convince them, but their love was so, pure and so, I should say, high level, that he became a pure devotee rather than they become, a jnana yogi. He was kind of, mesmerized by seeing how can a person be so engrossed in someone's thought. And especially, when he saw Srimati Radharani, speaking to a bumblebee, just like a mad woman, mad girl, he was completely, transformed. And he wanted to be a grass grass, right? Or the dust, something like that, grass or dust. He wanted to be grass, I guess, right? Dust, Lord Brahma wanted to be dust, something like that. Yeah, one of them wanted to be grass and one wanted to be grass, so that he will be trampled by the gopis or the Brajavasis every single day. He becomes so humble because, in Vrindavan, that is the mood, that is the predominant mood. So there is no question of, comparison of gopis' love with any other. There are other devotees also who are pure devotees. They are not caring about, karma or jnana like Uddhava. But they are also even not compared to the level of devotional love gopis have. Yeah. So that has. Use the mic because people are watching. Also.
So for the question, I gave you that one. So just a very simple terms. Just say if I work, make money, and donate for the just say some pious activities, versus somebody comes and just chant and all the time chanting. Is that a better way of bhakti than just doing karma and donating thing?
No, both can be same level. Both can be some level based on the intention. If somebody donating money, but his not intention is to actually satisfy Krishna, but rather to get personal fame, and opulences in the society, then he may be degraded in consciousness. But if both of them are satisfying Krishna, then they may be in the same level. And there are examples like devotees who build like big temples and become their name is not anywhere in the history, but they built and they serve the Lord. Yeah, I will give you an example. We are coming to that part actually. Today is
clarify one question.
Sure.
So I think earlier you said that going through all the senses and doing the yogi and then going up and just doing sadhana, whatever, that's one path. The other path is just chanting. Is that correct?
No, I'm telling there are different paths of perfection. So one can get perfection in karma yoga. So there are yoga ladder. There is yoga ladder. So you can actually detach your senses from everything and practice the yoga which is recommended by Dhyana Yoga. Or you can practice the Harinam Sankirtan or the chanting of the holy name, and you can get the perfection as well from that. But definitely the perfection will not be the same. The result will not be the same. The person who is actually pursuing Dhyana Yoga, it is in the chapter itself, Krishna is saying, he will see me in his heart. So he will get the Paramatma realization. The person who is actually pursuing Bhakti Yoga, he can serve Lord in person, in a relationship with him. So you can have a relationship with Krishna in your eternal identity. All of our acharyas have eternal relationship with Krishna in spiritual world. So that is a different level of perfection. So badanti tat tattva vidas tattva yas jnanam adhyayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaniti sabdate. So the supreme absolute truth can be understood by three levels. Brahman, which is the effulgence of the Lord. Paramatma, which is the super soul who is residing in everyone's heart. And Bhagavan, who has Sachidananda form, like Krishna here, he is Radha Madan Mohan here in Sachidananda form. So the devotional service will ensure you get that realization, the Sachidananda form realization. Okay, so today is very special day. What is today?
Saraswati Puja.
Oh, Saraswati Puja. By the way, what is your name, Prabhu?
Jai Prakash.
Jai Prakash. Okay, very nice. Yeah. Today is Saraswati Puja. It's also known as Basanta Panchami, right? So there are two types of Saraswati. One is Suddha Saraswati, one is Biddha Saraswati. Suddha Saraswati actually gives us knowledge about the absolute truth. Biddha Saraswati actually gives us knowledge about how to deal with this material world. So all the so-called material scientists, they are actually dealing with Biddha Saraswati. But Suddha Saraswati, she has nothing to do with this material world. So when we actually chant, there is of Narsingha prayer, there is a mantra called Bhagisa Yasya Vadane, Bhag Isha Yasya Vadane, Lakshmi Rashya Cha Vakshashi, Yashasya Hridaya Sambhit, Tam Narsimham Aham Bhaje. So that Bhag Devi, Saraswati, is his eternal consort. Yeah, and but that is a, there are some pastimes of other Saraswati who is, anyways. Srimad Bhagavatam, you read it, right? So we don't want to go into detail because it's not proper to discuss those things. But today is also for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, today is very a special day. Because for any tradition, the appearance and disappearance of the acharyas, that's very auspicious. And it give you a chance to remember those acharyas. and remember their pastimes, remember their teachings, their life, and that helps you to get their blessings. If you don't know someone, will he be interested to give you blessings? No. You don't know who is Vaisheshika Maharaj. Will he be actually concerned? You have to make a relationship. You have to be, attentive about him. Then he will be thinking, oh, that person is attentive. Let me give my attention to him as well. So similarly, today is actually very special day because today is the appearance day of Vishnu Priya Devi, who is eternal consort of Lord Chaitanya, and she is also representation of Sri Devi. Bhudevi is actually Lakshmi Priya Devi. Then today is also appearance day of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Right? Today is appearance day. Actually, some people say Shukla Panchami, or some people say Krishna Panchami is the appearance day of Raghunath Das Goswami. And today is also disappearance day of Raghunandan Thakur. Who else? I forgot. I think 5 persons I read. So let me actually check. There is a calendar. Yeah, Saraswati. Appearance of Saraswati, Srimati Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur with this appearance. Yeah. Srila Chakravarti Pad. Yes, very, very special personality. So all of these are our line of Gaudiya, line of Acharyas. But today we cannot actually discuss all of them or all their life. Maybe we can discuss Srila Pundarik Vidyanidhi's life, because the place where I am from, he was born in that place. Not exactly the same town, but same country, I can say. And also I visited his birthplace many times. 3 times. I'm originally from Bangladesh. So he was born and brought up in Chittagong, Chattogram. So I visited the place where he hails from. And fortunately, ISKCON established his first temple in that place. And my Guru Maharaj actually, when he started preaching there, along with his illustrious god brothers, Nistula Das Brahmachari Prabhu, I think Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj used to also go there. Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, they established this temple very early, in early 1980s. And it became a very, very, prominent site. And in a very special temple. If you see the, deity there, Barshavanabi Murari, so beautiful deity, you will be mesmerized. Like our Radha Madan Muni is very beautiful also. But I also remember those deities also sometime, and, really very interesting. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, let's see, who is actually he in his position in Krishna Lila. So I will chant a Sanskrit verse which is written in Gaura Ganadesh Deepika by Kobi Karnapura. It says, Vrishabhanu Taya Khyata Pura Yo Braja Mandale Adhuna Pundarikaksha Vidyanidhi Mahashaya Swakiya Bhabam Aswadaya Radha Viraha Kataraha Chaitanya Pundarikaksham Aye Tatvat Sayam Premo Niditya Khyatim Gauro Yashmai Dado Sukhi Madhavendrasya Shishyatvat Gaurabam Cha Sada Karot Tat Prakasho Visheshopi Mishra Shri Madhava Mata Ratnavati Tu Tat Patni Kirtita Buddhahi. He who has previously known in Broja as Vishwabhanu is known here as Sri Pundarikaksha Vidyanidhi. When Mahaprabhu was in his own mood as Krishna and felt the pain of separation from Radha, he would call him father. Gaurachandra was happy with Pundarika and named him Premanidhi, or the treasure house of love. Mahaprabhu always treated him with respect because he was the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Madhava Mishra is said to be his expansion, and his wife Ratnavati was Kirtida in Broja. Yeah. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, you can see that from this explanation, he is actually Vrishabhanu king in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, Vrindavan pastimes. And also he became actually related to Radharani in his next life also, in this Leela also. So he was born in a Barendra Brahmin family, very high class Brahmin family in Chittagong. It's southeast part of Bangladesh, which shares border with Myanmar and India. Other side is Tripura and Myanmar. So, but when he was, before he was born, his father actually moved to Chittagong. They were originally from the Dhaka district, the capital city of Bangladesh, but they moved to that place, Chittagong. And his father was a very opulent jamindar, landlord, very successful. Even though he was a Brahmin, but he was very successful as a jamindar also. And the place where he was born, other associates of Lord Chaitanya were also born in that place. Some of other associates, like Madhava Mishra, who happened to be the father of Gadadhar Pandit's father is Madhava Mishra, and Basudev Datta and Mukunda Datta. So they are, Shripat. It's called Shripat, means the place where they were born or they had pastimes. It's in 2 miles, distance from Pundarik Vidyanidhi to Basudev Datta, Mukunda Datta. They are two brothers. It's like 2 miles. We always go from one place to another, and both places ISKCON has temple and nice Nitya Seva. One interesting fact I want to actually tell you, in the temple where Pundarik Vidyanidhi's Sripat is, I asked the pujari that why there is no Gaur Nitai deities, because ISKCON is predominantly worshipping Gaur Nitai. Gaur Nitai is most merciful and they don't take offenses. They have also Varshabhanvi Murari, Guru Gauranga and Varshabhanvi Murari, means like similarly fashion, like Mahaprabhu and then Radha Krishna. So I asked him why there is no Gauranga and Nityananda. Even they don't they don't give, I think they don't give exact Jayadhani of Nityananda also. Then I asked the pujari why you are doing like that. Then the pujari was telling me that in the Pundarik Vidyanidhi's presence, only Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu can be worshipped, because he can be actually guru of Lord Nityananda also, and he is worshipable. In relationship, he is worshipable to him. He can only worship Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu, so they cannot actually worship Gaur Nitai deities in that place. So you can see that first deities this were established in Bangladesh is actually in Radha Krishna and Guru Gauranga. Anyway, so that actually cleared my doubt about that concept, that why they have not established. Even though Basudev Datta, Mukunda Datta has Gaur Nitai deities, in that Sripat they have established that deity. So he was explaining that. And in that place, there is still a pond where they still, do Rasa Lila of Radha Krishna in a small boat. Because Pundarik Vidyanidhi, when he was there, he used to do it on a regular basis. He used to do Mahatsav, because he was the Jamindar. He used to invite a lot of Brahmana, Vaishnavas and, villagers, and do big festivals for the pleasure of their lordships. He had another home in Navadvip also. He used to actually, reside some time in Navadvip, sometime is in Chittagong for his year. So one day, Lord Chaitanya, this comes in the pastimes of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Yeah, I want to actually give some, brief history of his life. Then we will go to some of the teachings from his life. So one day, Lord Chaitanya was actually suddenly started shouting, "Pundarik, Bap Amar, Pundarik, Bap Amar." Pundarik, my father, where are you? Where are you? He started crying, and shouting his name. Then some devotees who did not know Pundarik Vidyanidhi, they started exclaiming, "Who is this person?" Lord Chaitanya is shouting and crying and showing ecstatic love for this person. Who is this special person? Then the associates who are from that place, Chittagong, they explain that Pundarik Vidyanidhi is actually a very exalted Vaishnava, and he is a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Lord Chaitanya is very much affectionate to him. That's why he's crying out as his name. And then Lord Chaitanya also explained some of his characteristics, because they asked please tell us more about him. He was telling that this Pundarik is actually the ocean of devotional love, devotional malice. And his only business is to satisfy Krishna. But externally you won't understand him. If you see him, you will consider him as a gross materialistic person who doesn't know anything but materialistic thoughts or materialistic enjoyment. And you will commit an offense. What he does, he is very extremely devoted to Krishna. He has his own deity. That deity is not worshipped by ISKCON. It's in some other temple. I know it's a black stone, Krishna's deity, Koshti Pathar. Very beautiful deity. I forgot the name. Maybe Kamachar Thakur or something, its name. It's still there. So he used to actually worship that particular deity. And he used to worship Mother Ganges also every day. Mother Ganges was a great source of veneration for him. He used to be very much respectful towards her. What he used to do, he never saw or he never took bath in Ganges, because he was so respectful towards her, and he could never see Mother Ganges at day, because when he used to go at day, he would see people, all type of people are taking bath, they are playing in Mother Ganges, doing gargling, doing water splash, those kind of nonsensical activities. And he could not actually tolerate this. It's kind of, he was so much, affected by this kind of offenses that he used to go to see Mother Ganges only in the dark night, so that nobody is there to disturb his meditation, or So he was so much, devoted to Mother Ganges also. Anyway, so one day, this is a very interesting pastimes, is the pastimes of how Gadadhar Pandit become, disciple of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And it's a very famous in ISKCON. I think most of the devotees know this pastime, but still we'll tell, and we'll actually go deep into that pastime. One day, Gadadhar Pandit, when Pundarik Vidyanidhi was in the town, actually Lord Chaitanya predicted that in 10 days Pundarik Vidyanidhi will visit. Sorry, he did not predict. He predicted not exact days. He told that he will be visiting very soon. So you wait. So everyone was inquiring when he will be visiting. So one day when Pundarik Vidyanidhi was in the town, Mukunda Datta told Gadadhar Pandit, I will take you to a very great Vaishnava today. Get ready. He's visiting from Chittagong in Navadvip. Then Gadadhar Pandit is a very elevated Vaishnava. He is actually incarnation of Srimati Radharani, because Radharani wanted to see how Krishna performs as a role of Srimati Radharani. So she also took incarnation as Gadadhar Pandit. And in Krishna's Lord Chaitanya's sojourn of pastime, you will see always Gadadhar Pandit is very close. Other than Lord Chaitanya visiting in South India and Vrindavan, other than these two pastimes, everywhere Gadadhar Pandit is there. Be Lord Chaitanya is in Navadvip, be he's in Puri Dham. He's always there. Anyway, so Gadadhar Pandit, he was very interested, and he went to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi in his place. He was actually in a very opulent house. He was lying in a very soft, milky, soft cushion, and 3-layered thorn he was lying in. He was actually chewing betel nut. He was smoking a hookah, because Jamindas they used to be. And he was having, very aromatic oil in his hair and very fine silken cloth in his body. 2 servants were actually fanning him, and he was just like a king. Gadadhar Pandit, from the very beginning of his life, he was renunciate. He was like a celibate monk all throughout life. He never got married. And he was very meek and humble by nature also. But by looking at this, he was thinking, where did Mukunda bring me? Mukunda, Gadadhar Pandit and Lord Chaitanya, all 3 were of same age, and they were very close friends also. Even though, anyways, Lord Chaitanya was very mischievous, but still they were very close. Anyways, so he was thinking in that way, and Mukunda, by looking at his face, he could see that Gadadhar is thinking in a different way. I could read his mind. So he started chanting a famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Aiva kistana kalakutam jigangsa papaya dyapisadhi leba gyoting dhatu chitang chittatanna kang badayalu sharanang brajema. How truly amazing! The sister of Bakasur, the evil Putana, was sent on a mission to kill Krishna. He drank the Kalakuta poison and mixed with her breast milk, and despite her evil intentions, awarded her the position of a wet nurse as Ambika Kilimba in Goloka. Who is more merciful than he that I should take shelter of him? It's like telling, Lord Krishna is so merciful that Putana he wanted to kill as a demoness, but she was awarded the post of a Dhatri, who is also one of the 7 mothers, according to the Vedic philosophy. Because for a single time, she just thought, oh, Krishna is so beautiful. In fact, Krishna's in the pastimes of Bhamana avatar. I don't want to go into detail. So she was there in that pastimes also. She wanted to feed Krishna as a child. Then he chanted another verse. Putana loka balagni rakshashi rudhirashana jigangsapayapi haraye stanam datvat sadgatim. That Rakshashi Putana was a blood-drinking killer of infants. Even though she wanted to kill Krishna, she attained the auspicious goal of a nurse in Goloka because she had given him her breast to drink. As soon as Pundarik Vidyanidhi heard these two verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, one is from 3rd canto, one is from 10th canto, he became ecstatic. He could not actually, keep control of your emotions. He started tearing off his dresses, kicking everyone, everything, rolling in the ground, crying loudly, trembling of his bodies, oozing of blood, foam coming out of his mouth. And he was just shouting, how merciful is my Lord? Oh, how can he deliver a person like that? Oh, it's only possible to him only. Oh, Krishna, I could not get your love. Something like that he was actually exclaiming. And he was rolling on the ground and doing all kind of ecstatic symptoms. Then Gadadhar Pandit, by seeing that, he could understand he actually committed a great offense at a pure Vaishnava. Because this kind of symptoms you cannot imitate. So there are different type of, bhava, emotions, which is explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So the ecstatic symptoms, which is actually explained here, it's called Uddipta Bhava. Means like all kinds of 8 symptoms manifest in someone at a single time. That is the highest stage which can be achieved by anyone other than Radha or Krishna. So that was the highest level of ecstatic emotions. Now, even though Gadadhar Pandit did not say anything, did he say anything to Pundarik Vidyanidhi or Mukunda Datta that he was such a pretentious person, you are, being a Vaishnava, you are having so opulences, so luxury, it doesn't befit you? He did. Did he actually did any physical offense? Means like he just hit something or someone? No, he did not. But still, it was a great offense. So, offense actually depends on 2 things. One, the person you are actually committing to. If the person is of a very high nature, even slightest offense can give you, highest result or worst result. Slight means like just thinking I want to do bad to him. That can give you itself a bad. But, and another thing is like, the extent you do. Extent means like there are 3 levels of committing an offense to a person. One is through your mind. Right? Bhrigu Muni, when he visited Brahma, he just did not give any respect to his father. In the past tense of Bhrigu Muni, he wanted to test who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead among the 3 Murtis, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. And he was first visiting to Brahma Loka, and he just went there and stood silently. And Lord Brahma, as his father, he expected that I am his guru and father, he should actually pay respect to me. And he became angry. And why you are not paying respect? Then he went to Shiva Loka and he did verbal, provocation. Hey, Shiva, hey, my brother, you came. Let's, embrace together. Right? You are like a nasty person. You put so much ashes in body. You live in, cave. You actually, do all kinds of, you smoke ganja. I don't want to actually deal with you. He was very also angry. Then Parvati actually restrained, hey, what you are doing is your brother. But when you visited Vishnu Loka, Vaikuntha, he kicked Lord Vishnu's chest, which is the highest offense, the physical offense. First through mind, then through word, and then through your body. He committed offense. And Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, what he did? Oh, Brahmana, my chest has become purified today. Yeah, my chest is very hard. I guess you have got, too much pain by kicking at my chest. And Bhrigu Muni immediately understood that it is a big offense. I have committed. Biggest offense I could actually done. So, Gadadhar Pandit, he actually committed a subtle offense, subtle side. But that was a big offense because it was committed to a very, very high level Vaishnava. So in the Haribhakti Vilas, Srila Sanatana Goswami give reference to the offenses of Vaishnava. I think we don't have enough time to go in detail of that. So he is telling, Nindam kurbanti ye mura Vaishnavanam mahatmana patanti pitrivi sadharma maharourava samajjite hanti nindanti vaideshti Vaishnava navinandati kruddhati yatina harshan darshne patanani syat. So the persons, the stupid persons or the rascals who do actually offenses to Vaishnava, they go to the hellish planet known as Maharourava with all of his predecessor and their descendants. Everyone go, because it's so powerful pure Vaishnava offense. Then he is telling what are the considered Vaishnava offense. First, Hanti means if you want to actually kill a Vaishnava or even kill a Vaishnava. That's the highest level. Then Nindati means like you just put abusive words to a Vaishnava. Then Vaideshti. Deshti means you keep some enviousness. Oh, that person is, like you are envious. You are not happy by seeing his opulence, be it material or spiritual. That is very offensive actually. And Vaishnavana Navi Nandati means by seeing a Vaishnava, you don't, put good words or you don't actually glorify that person. That's also an offense. And then Kruddhate, Yatina Harsham means you become angry and you don't become, happy by seeing him in the temple or anywhere. You don't say, he also came here. No, it's our attitude, it's our attitude that because we are living a life like that, everywhere is competition and things which is not conducive for devotional life. But these are the offenses. So it's very, very, powerful and you can fall down from your position. So, when Gadadhar Pandit understood that he committed this offense, what did he do? By the way, I could have actually gone in detail. I had a thought. Actually, we'll go to some extent maybe. In how much time we have? What is the time now? No, but I can read that clock. It's 7:35 or 8? Okay, sorry. Okay, so you're almost there, sorry. Anyway, so he thought like, he should take shelter to Pundarik Vidyanidhi and he should consider him as or take initiation from him, mantra diksha from him. And he disclosed his thought to Mukunda Datta, and Mukunda recommended to Pundarik Vidyanidhi that, Gadadhar is a very high class renunciate Vaishnava, so he wants to take shelter of you. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi told that, okay, I will give him initiation because he is very worthy candidate. Anyways, by the way, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is one of the very famous disciples of Madhavendra Puripad also. So he is actually in our direct disciplic succession. He actually took initiation from Madhavendra Puri together with Advaita Acharya at the same time when Madhavendra Puripad was visiting Navadvipa. Anyways, yeah, let's just tell another pastime of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, which is also very famous pastime. So one time Pundarik Vidyanidhi was actually visiting Puri Dham. This pastime comes in the last chapter of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antalila, 10th chapter. So he was visiting Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, and that time Orono Shashti festival was happening. So Orono Shashti festival is performed at the beginning of the winter. So Lord is given a special cloth to protect from winter. In our temple also, Hansapriya Mataji is very concerned to put dresses based on particular occasion. You see today, their lordships are dressed in yellow, right? Yellow is the dominant color today because today is Basanta Panchami. Yellow, or you can say that called Bashanti. It's not exactly yellow, I don't know exactly what is that color. What is Bashanti color?
Tambar?
No, not tamra also, like something. No, not like yellow. Means little faded yellow. So that is the color, prominent color. The color of turmeric. Color of turmeric. A little bit like tender turmeric. Anyway, so he saw that Lord is offered starched cloth, and Lord's servants are also wearing starched cloth. So according to the Vedic injunctions, starched clothes are considered inauspicious. Means like they are not shuddha. You have to wash it first in water and then you can use it. Because starch is coming from rice and something cooked, then put together. I don't know, here now it's different. I know they'll use chemical. But in our culture, we put like bhater mar, like the starch coming out of the rice that is used to make the clothes what is it, stiff, right? Stiff, yeah, strong. So he was a little bit, he could not accept it. Why they are doing this kind of thing? They know all the shastras. Sarup Damodar Goswami, who was an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya, very intimate associate actually, I should say. He was very close to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. There are pastimes with him also. So he disclosed his heart to Pundarik Sarup Damodar Goswami. And this is also a teaching to us. So when you have a doubt, when you are not finding answer to a very burning question like you now or not, you should not actually delay, or you should actually disclose your heart to someone whom you trust. What is the verse? Utsahan Dadati pratigrinyati guhyam akhyati prichyati bhunkti bhajayati chaipa sarvvidhi priti lakshanam. So among the devotees, there are 6 types of activities. One is dadati pratigrinyati, giving and taking. Guhyam akhyati prichyati means you ask the confidential question and answer also, or in confidence. So these are, and bhunkti bhajayati chaipa, when you invite and take prasadam at their place. So these are, in any society, these are like common practices. But you should also do it in devotional life also. You should not say, oh, devotional life is completely impractical. It's something, I don't actually want to connect with my social life. It's something else, I am something else. No, your life will be only based in, the society full of devotees. Anyway, so he confided with him and he asked why they are doing it. What is the reason? Then, Sarup Damodar Goswami is telling that Lord is beyond any kind of material, rules and regulations. That is not subjected to him. He should not be considered, he will be impure, or he will be contaminated, something like that. So what they are doing, to me, it's okay. I don't feel any issue. Then Pundarik Vidyanidhi was thinking, okay, I accept Lord is beyond. Even though he was hesitant, he was not completely accepting that truth. But he's saying, but why Lord's servants are also doing that? Why they are also wearing starched clothes without washing them? Then Pundarik Vidyanidhi, they are also, Lord's devotees, so they have that, autonomy also. But Pundarik Vidyanidhi could not accept that second part of answer at all. He was very unhappy and he was contemplating on that for a long time. At night, when he slept, Lord Krishna and Balaram came in his dream and they started slapping him left and right. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi was shouting, Lord, please save me, please don't slap me like that. He was shouting very, penitently, or what is that? Very fervently that, don't hit me like that, I will be killed. Then Krishna was telling, no, you should not be spared. You are such an offensive person. You find fault in the service of my devotees. They are my eternal devotees. What they are doing, I am permitting that. Who are you to actually ask question on their service? And if you are so concerned about your rules and regulations, why you are visiting Puri Dham? You can stay in Navadip, you can stay in Chittagong, wherever you like. Don't come here and don't be offensive towards my devotees. Next day, when he woke up, his whole face was swollen. There was visible mark of slap. And the devotees inquired what happened. Then he was telling it's a special mercy. Externally, it was very painful to him. Internally, he was very happy. So when Lord is very merciful to someone, he actually takes away everything from him. In 11th canto, it's very difficult to accept. Like if somebody says, I will give you Krishna Prema and take everything, I may not accept it. I am not in that level. But who are pure devotees, when everything is taken from them, they become happy. Just like I gave example of Srila Prabhupada, that his business got fired. He was almost penniless. He was supposed to be the biggest businessman, and that Prabhupada is by nature very, very shrewd person in marketing, in sales, right? He established temples everywhere, and all the temples he established are opulent. And I still today, I cannot believe, all the places he chose to establish temple, they flourish like anything. Like all the big roads, the city, they were built surrounding the temples. Every temple you think about, Srila Prabhupada was established by Srila Prabhupada, be it, New York, Los Angeles, everywhere. It is the center of the city. How can, it's Krishna's special arrangement. Of course, he was also very shrewd. He has that nature. But he was not successful in his business because Krishna's plan was something different. His Guru Maharaj's plan was something different. That's why he did not become successful. So Krishna takes away everything, especially if somebody, but of course, he takes away based on that person's level of devotion. If somebody will be completely crashed, everything is taken away, he won't take it, because he's our father. He wants to also preserve what we have, poshanam. That one of the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam is poshanam, maintaining, which is the most difficult thing. Maintaining your situation or progressing based on your situation, not like transgressing or too much elevation. So he will do it. But for Pundarik Vidyanidhi, it's direct action. Because he is his eternal servant, but he is actually offensive towards another eternal servant of Lord. So he was committing an offense and he was getting a result immediately. Anyways, I will stop this point and I will ask anything you want to share, because there are other points. I think the time is not good enough to cover those points. Yeah. Anything you wanted to share, or you wanted to reflect back, or you wanted to add? Comment, question, anything? Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. So how we can save ourselves from committing these offenses? It seems so difficult that because we are always in association of devotees, even unconsciously I might commit a mistake, an offense to Vaishnava. I mean, the results are so severe, and I don't know, there are so many devotees and they can be really, really advanced. So the result can be really bad. I mean, actually, so I have felt that once I hold envy from a elevated Vaishnava, and although I was chanting, I was not getting the taste in chanting, and I didn't know why it is happening like that. And it was really painful. How can we protect ourselves from committing offenses?
Very good point. Honestly, I also think in the same way. How can we protect? But theoretically, I can speak something, not through. Yes, sometimes people say the people from outside community, they are more good. They're better, in terms of dealings than the devotees, because the devotees are, yeah. So one thing is, consider you like what is practical, which sometimes difficult to accept also. Don't consider yourself as a senior devotee. Then automatically you cannot commit offense to a senior devotee right away. It's not so easy, because you have an appreciation. You feel, oh, that person is senior to me. Oh, by nature, you will be appreciative to that person. You want to serve him. When you serve someone, you please that person. Even, in some point you had committed an offense, that gets nullified. Lord Chaitanya gave an example by, telling Sachi Mata that she should take dust from the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya, because she was thinking that, this person is converting his sons to pure devotees and making, full-time monks. So she had kind of, a little bit of adverse feelings towards Advaita Acharya. That prevented her to get, pure love of Godhead. Even though she is an eternal pure devotee, but Lord Chaitanya was teaching through her that, this subtle kind of thing also. But if somebody is appreciative, or, considering, oh, I have so much, shortcomings, I don't have any quality, then he will be by nature appreciative of every other person. And our acharyas, especially Gauriya acharyas, that is, they are, this Vairagya, Mahaprabhu's devotees has two qualities are very natural. Like one is Vairagya and is Danya. These are very natural to us. So we are practicing the philosophy of Lord Chaitanya nicely. These will come to us. Sarva padi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. If we actually give up all the designation that, I am initiated, I am second initiated, I am a pujari, I am a big preacher, I am a big book distributor, then it's easy to actually appreciate people and, become less offensive. I won't say offensive, because sometimes offenses are, beyond our control, because it's also part of our internal things also. As we grow up internally, we become more, appreciative to every living entity. Because the pure devotees, they see everywhere Krishna, and everyone is in service of Krishna other than that person. You consider everyone Vaishnava. How? The person who is actually gross materialistic, who he is serving? He is serving Mahadevi. Maya is Krishna's energy only, external energy, but Krishna's energy. So Maya is connected to Krishna. He is serving Krishna's energy. He is serving Krishna. Not internal energy, definitely he is a reflection of the internal energy, but he is serving Krishna. That is their consciousness, and they become appreciative. That's why sometimes Uttama Bhakta devotees cannot preach. Because what they will preach, they are appreciative that person's, even nonsense activities. He is so elevated, I cannot actually, I am so low, how can I preach him? So they have to come to the Madhyama level. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he told that all our, my Guru Maharaj and all Paramahamsas, they are, above us. But we have taken, because they are Babaji, we have taken this dress of monk to, serve at their lotus feet. We are, below them. He gave that position, or he explained that position, that we are serving their lotus feet, and under their lotus feet. They gave us that service, and under their, empowerment, we are doing this service. So, yeah, it's difficult. I understand. What you are experiencing, same thing is also I am experiencing. But theoretically, if you appreciate even this, small services of another devotee, and consider him senior to you, or even no senior, it's easy to actually get rid of the Vaishnava offense. Yeah, I wanted to just, anything else somebody wants to add?
Yes, one more question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, we get
Jai Prakash Prabhuji.
we get input so many different kind of this way of relating to the Lord. So sometimes it comes in the mind that this is the right way? Is it that kind of confidence is like, you're doubting? Is that so how do you develop that kind of ultimate faith and that, this is that, we don't need to go 10 different other route? How do you develop that kind of virtue?
Very good point. So that virtue comes by associating the person who has that virtue. If you associate with someone who is, inclined to do kind of, go to bar or go to, a football match, you will get virtues of that person. You will be inclined to do that. But if you associate with someone who is, very sincere in practice of devotional service, you will be definitely, influenced by that person, and you will get some faith as well. It's association. In instruction of do's and don'ts by Srila Rupa Goswami, out of 12 things, 3 times he mentioned about association. He said like asatsanga tag and satsanga vas. Means like associate with devotees and renounce the associate with non-devotees. So this is so important that 25% of your devotional life, actually I should say for me 100%, is depending on devotees. Because if you are not associating with devotees, your chid wall, the spiritual potency will not grow. Especially with devotees who are in higher than your platform. Chid wall, meaning spiritual spark that gets accumulated when you actually associate with pure devotees or sincere devotees. Their sincerity transforms your heart or gets induced to your heart. Because Krishna is present in your heart and my heart also. And our Guru's heart also, Srila Prabhupada's heart also. But how that same Krishna is, acting differently in his heart and my heart. And when you associate with that person, you get immediate transformation. Srila Prabhupada is, like, Jajallaman Drishtanta, what is that? This burning example. He transferred so many souls. He had like, 5,000, almost 5,000 initiated disciples. And I think more than 4,000 are foreign body devotees who had no understanding of Krishna consciousness. And they have been still, pursuing that path because he empowered them with so much spiritual potency that they cannot actually leave this path, and they are empowered with faith. If you have faith, you can do anything in devotional service. It's like the first thing, Ado Shraddha, if it is there, if it is strong enough, you will be reciprocated by Krishna based on your faith. If your faith is 100%, like somebody has 100% faith in prasadam, that if I eat prasadam, I will get purified, Krishna will be merciful to me, I will go to Bhagavad Dham. He will definitely go to Bhagavad Dham. But if he has think, prasadam may not be Krishna's, mercy is there, or maybe some mercy is there, it's very tasty, yeah. Then his reciprocation will be that way, right? That's Krishna's thing. So if you have full faith in Harinam, you chant like some of our devotees do, then definitely your reciprocation will be very strong. If you have full faith in, while doing personal service to deities or your guru, that these will give you Krishna Prem, you'll definitely get it. But if you don't have, so that is another thing. Aparad comes from 5 things. 5, mental situation. One is, if you have Kautilya, if you're diplomatic, you are like duplicious, doing something here, something home, something in private, something at office. Like there is no, somebody cannot actually characterize you what you are. Even if you are asked to characterize yourself, you will be complex. You will be perplexed. How to describe myself. Because that, it's difficult because you don't know even what is your actual identity. Then is ashraddha. You don't have faith in the process. You don't have faith in the acharyas, their teachings, the shastras. Then avinivesh. You have propensity to enjoy the material world. Too much. I want to enjoy. I want to go to Hawaii, that island, stay there 5 nights, and see this. Take a helicopter trip. Anyways, I'm giving so much detail. Then Shaithilya, you are idle. Because spiritual endeavor needs a little bit of activity. You just, I am spiritual. I sit down and sleep. It's no result. No, nothing will come. And then last is ahankar. You are too much egoist. I believe it. I do it. I phone. I Mac. I car. Everything is I. Ahankar. These 5 things are actually root cause of aparad. So if you are actually doing any, like you are committing offenses, that are different level of offenses, Vaishnava aparad, Seva aparad, Nam aparad, Dham aparad. So these are actually the root causes. These 5 things can actually sprout in different branches, ramify into different sub branches. Yeah. Anyways, did I answer your question? Yeah, thank you. So one is Kautilya, dupliciousness, and then Ashraddha, then Avinivesh, then Shaithilya, and then Ahankar. You understand Sanskrit, right? Kautilya is dupliciousness, Ashraddha is unfaithfulness, then Avinivesh is a propensity to enjoy the material world, and then Shaithilya means idleness, indolence, and then last is Ahankar, means self-ego. Yeah. Anything anyone wants to share other than that? Yes, Babuji.
So Pundarik Vidyanidhi is an exalted devotee, and he immediately started showing the ecstatic symbols when he heard the 2 verses. But on the other side, we see that, being in opulences could not be thing, but, how we can understand that he was eating betel nut and smoking, hookah, which is like, like a regulative principle. So can you explain that?
Yeah, so it's actually, you can say that this particular pastime is a lila also. Because somehow or other Pundarik Vidyanidhi needs to be connected to Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit in eternal lila is his daughter. And this time also by being, in fact, Madhava Mishra is considered as an expansion of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, who is happened to be the father of Gadadhar Mishra. Gadadhar Pandit's name is actually Gadadhar Mishra. So he wanted to be, connected in this pastime also. That's why that's a pastime. But another thing is, you should actually trust your fellow friends. If you consider him as a Vaishnava, you should trust his judgment. So when Mukunda Datta told that, I will take you to a Vaishnava, very exalted Vaishnava, he should have trusted him. And I guess he would have also told him that he is a disciple of Madhavendra Puripad. Right? I guess, because it is not quoted that, he told it. But he was a very renowned, among 12 renowned disciples of Madhavendra Puripad, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is one of them. Sriranga Puri, Ishwara Puri, Paramananda Puri, then Acharya Nidhi, Advaita Acharya, even Srivash Pandit, they are all, Nityananda Prabhu, they are all, Nityananda is either Lakshmipati Tirtha or Madhavendra Puri, both are. Anyway, so you should actually trust your fellow Vaishnava and be simple. He was like thinking only in his, way of defining a Vaishnava. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya, while instructing Sanatan Goswami, he is telling, Jar Hridaye Krishna Bhakti Karehe Uday, Tar Bakko Kriya Mudra Bigyana Bujhaye. The person in whose heart love for Krishna is awakened, his activity and his words, an intelligent person won't understand. Even an intelligent person won't understand what to speak about, like normal, general people. So it's very difficult to judge a devotee. So the teaching here is Don't judge and trust your friend. Another verse actually comes here. Bhaktivinoda Thakur tells that, Vaishnava chinite nare devero shakoti, mui konchar shishu alpomati. Even the demigods, they cannot understand who is Vaishnava. Then I am just like a child. How can I actually discern who is a Vaishnava or not? How can I judge that? So he was very much, he was like Pandit. Actually, Gadadhar Pandit was a very top level scholar. Lord Chaitanya used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam with him. You can understand that. So he had a little bit of, understanding, Vaishnava should be like this. But he forgot that, Vaishnavas cannot be defined in any regular definition. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Any other question? I realize because you're almost on verge of the end of the class. So, yeah. Anyway, so on this day, so the two biggest festival in Pundarik Dham. Oh, that place is called Pundarik Dham, by the way. I forgot to mention that. In Pundarik Dham, the place where Pundarik Vidyanidhi was born, they celebrate two festivals in a very big manner. One is the Basanta Panchami, where to celebrate the birth of Srila Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Another one is the Annakuta festival, what we call Govardhan Utsav here, Annakuta, that mound of rice and everything. So if you go during Basanta Panchami, I have never been to there, but I heard, there will be like thousands of people to take darshan of their lordships, and maybe hundreds of kgs of rice will be cooked. How 100 in pound, maybe, twice the kg. Yeah. So they will be cooked to feed the Vaishnavas on that special day. And huge festival. The whole Nagar Kirtan will actually, traverse the surrounding area. I think they will go to also to some part of Vasudev Datta's house also. And they, celebrate in a very, very grand manner. So this is a very special day in that place. Because Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he is a very special personality who brought Krishna Prem along with his presence. Yeah, it's very special personality. He's also called Acharya Nidhi. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Lord Chaitanya's branches were described, he was addressed as Acharya Nidhi. Lord Chaitanya called him Prema Nidhi. He's also called Bhakti Nidhi. So Nidhi means ocean. So he's ocean of Prem, means devotional love. Then Bhakti means devotion. And he's also ocean of spiritual acharyaship, means teacher, right? Spiritual, what is it? Acharyaship, how do you define it? Preceptor. He's an ocean of spiritual preceptor, right? Preceptor is teacher, right? Something like that. Okay, anyways, thank you, devotees. We will actually end the class now. I wanted to actually speak a lot of things, but we had a very nice conversation with Jai Prakash Prabhu and all the devotees. So we had missed some part, but still I'm thankful to all of you who joined online and joined in class, and your active participation really helped us to go deep in the subject matters. Thank you, and please forgive me for any offenses of telling anything which is not in line of the teachings of our Acharya Varga, and please bless me so that I have some realization of their teachings. Yeah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Now we will stand the Gaurarati prayer. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Jai Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.